Hello, my name is Joshua Drum, I'm Gold Team Scrum Master, and here's our third progress report. This is me, Joshua Drum, and I'm in charge of character and enemy user stories. The first character user story I have is, as a user, I want to fight walking enemies so that I have a challenging fight experience. The acceptance criteria for this are, walking enemy can move left and right and follows the player. So if we open the game and go to the test character panel, the enemy near me on the ground is following me, and this is the walker. It will chase after me. The next user story I have is, as a user, I want to experience enemies that dart from the side of the screen so that I have the experience of avoiding flanking projectiles. The acceptance criteria for this are, launchers move in one direction, left or right only. If we go back to the character panel, we see, if we go to the character panel, we see that this enemy right here launches from one side to the other.
Hi, this is Caleb Dunham with this sprint new HUD items. First up, we have, as a user, I want to know how many arrows I have left so that I can regulate my ammunition usage and use more strategy. The acceptance criteria: when the HUD syncs with characters' arrows count and displays them. And bring up this guy. So we're going to watch right here. We got 10. Click, 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 and they decrement with every single one, back and forth. And then we're going to get to 0, and then he's got no more arrows to shoot. Coming on back to here, we have my second user story. As a user, I want to know how much power my bow has built up from holding down the right mouse button so that I can tell when I need to release an arrow. And my acceptance criteria being, triggered from mouse event, an indicator appears and builds up to a maximum over time. And we will click and hold, and this gradient triangle that is set to some transparency appears and disappears and increases. So there's no power, there's full power, some power, and that is what I have. Thank you.
This is Michel Al Hassan from Gold Team, and this is my contribution for Sprint 3. User story 1. As a user, I want character to respond at the entry point of the current tile of the map as a consequence of death so that I have an incentive to not take damage. Accepted criteria: character can move from starting point with no damage at this moment. And here is the demo. As you can see that the character starts at this point with no damage. Pretend this is a new game, so the character starts in here with no damage. User story 2. As a user, I want to navigate the map so that I can see more platform on the map view. Accepting criteria: user can navigate the map more easier. And this is the demo. As you can see, I add more platforms here so that make it more reasonable. Thank you, and this is all I have for Sprint 3. Thank you.
Hello everyone, this is Rajiv Mancharamo, and this is my Sprint 3 presentation. So for this animation sprint, I have my first user story. As a user, I want to see the character hold his draw an arrow when the user charges it so that the animation looks realistic. The acceptance criteria for this is that the archer's animation appears to pause with the max drawn bow until released. And let's take a look at what that looks like. So here I have my archer, and there you can see he has his drawn bow and he's holding it. And my second user story is, as a user, I want to see a death animation so that I can tell when my character loses lives. The acceptance criteria for this is visually seeing more animations tied to the animation state. So here, we'll go back and wait until one of these enemies comes close to me. There we go, and you can see that he is losing lives. Alright, okay. And that is my death animation.
This is Gordon Clunt from Gold Team. I'm responsible for the game engine on Archer Man, the video game we're developing for SE. My user story this sprint was to enhance the ability to add game objects to the game panel so that the task of adding and removing objects becomes trivial and standardized. My user story was, as a game panel, I want to add and remove objects from the game. The original acceptance criteria was objects are easily added to the game in 2 to 3 lines in the game panel. The expanded criteria is all game objects are created in the same way regardless of the type of the object. As you can see, I recreated the test character panel using the new objects created in the game engine. Each enemy type and archer are created in 2 lines of code each, as well as the arrow following from the top of the screen. Additionally, each game panel added to the game engine is handled in an efficient and uniform way, so additional levels are trivial to create based on the builder creation pattern. That concludes my contribution to this sprint, and thank you for watching.
Hello guys, this is Faizan Machishti from the Gold Team, and this is my video for the Sprint 3. My user stories are: as a character, I want to pick up arrows in the world so that I do not run out of arrows. And the acceptance criteria is the arrow count increases as character runs through the box of arrows. My second user story is, as an arrow, I want to stop and damage world objects and enemies when I collide with them so that the user can destroy things. The acceptance criteria is, the enemy object destroys as the arrow hits the enemy. The arrow object is destroyed as well. So let me show you the demo now. Alright, so let's go to the Open Test Collider panel. That's where everything is implemented. And you can see right now the arrow count is 9, and when I intersect the box, the arrow count increases to 109 because the box had 100 arrows. Let's hit this enemy down here. And you can see as soon as it hits that enemy, the enemy is taken off of the game panel, and so is the arrow. And the arrow count has been decreased. Let's try to kill the flying enemy. It's going to take a while. It's not easy to kill this guy. Okay, there you go. You saw that it killed the guy. That's it for this sprint. Thank you.
That's all for our third progress report. Thank you for watching.